First one from Oleg. What is the expected timeline to start advertising / promoting ORDINEM?
The advertising is like the position the company is in right now. We are literally budgeting to stay alive. So like our budgets are set right now to keep the company running and open, and the dev teams we've got working. We're at 450,000 a month to keep the company running last year. And this year we're at about 80,000 US a month. And we have enough budget to get through to the end of this year without any problem. So that is the goal. We're not spending a lot of money on advertising. The market is dead at the moment. Today's the first sign of life we've had in a long time, with Bitcoin racing out of the box early. But even looking at the Bitcoin chart now, we're still just breaking out of a sideways, like a month and a half sideways channel. So like this could still be a bull trap. So we could still be in bear market. And I'm actually starting to think we are in a bear market. So I'm starting to feel that we are literally in 2022 all over again. And we're not going to see the light of this tunnel until September. So I think, if we do see light before that, the second we get good momentum and the market picks up and there's money flowing again, we have the advertising ready to go across multiple things. So our AI department that I'm spending most of my time working at the moment, one of the things we're working on is advertising agents that run all the advertising. So we've got a Filipino team that does part of that now, but I'm building out a much bigger team with all specialists, all done with AI, and the results are astounding. I won't go into it, but I'm literally blown away as a marketer myself, like understanding how hard this stuff is and how long it takes, what we can achieve with AI now. We couldn't, as Jet said, Jet's favorite joke line now is, you couldn't do this 2 weeks ago, and it's literally changing that far. So it is literally going. So when the market kicks on, Oleg, that will be when we release funds for advertising. But we will not be releasing funds for advertising until we are sure the market is kicking on. The only reason we're still alive today, and something like, I think we're close to 30 or 40 gaming companies are broke now. All right. The only reason we're still here is that we have budgeted well, and we have made sure we haven't spent the money trying to get new clients when there's nothing to show them. There's nothing to do. There's no like, ORDINEM's a fully working game and should just be bursting into the stratosphere with new players coming, but there's no one out there who's interested. Nobody's interested in looking at a Web3 game right now. So while that's the case, we just need to be good stewards of the money, good financial planners, and get to the next step.
Stand deep. Any plans for new exchange listings in the future? Been some time we had any new good exchanges, just curious to know plans.
Same answer as last question. So we have...
Also, there isn't too many exchanges to get onto outside of like the top...
Just the three
big
five ones. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they're still like, technically they're still like OKX, but they're like, those guys now are just below Binance, and like anything we're not on right now is just so huge, and they want so much money, and we need to grow as a company and as a community before they'll even consider us.
Our price needs to be up around 5
Yeah,
cents.
but what I'm trying to say is, it's not even ours. It's not even the prices and the problem. It's getting bigger as well as our community. Those guys are looking to onboard several 100,000 people when they list a coin.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, it's catch-22, isn't it? While the coin price is so deflated, then we don't get any momentum in the marketplace. And when we're not getting momentum in the marketplace, we're not growing our community. So it's, as soon as the coin starts to raise, the community will start to grow. As soon as the community starts to grow again, then we become a interesting prospect for the companies that want to onboard hundreds of thousands.
And we have been told that dev resources are currently allocated to Ordinum as well as the Pixieland migration. One, how far away are we from further development of Starvin Martian? At the current market conditions, can we expect any new additions to the alpha or a mobile version this year?
Probably a good one for Tom.
I most certainly can speak to Pixieland. We're just approaching the end of the migration phase, which we're just wrapping up this week. And that is, if all the pieces fit together, we'll be in a great position to have full control of that now. And as I've said in many announcements in the community channels, it's at that point we can actually lay out all the pieces and see what we actually have to play with there and how we're going to proceed. Obviously, our number one goal has always been to keep the game running. But something really important that I pointed out this week in a post, I can't remember who asked me a very polite and intelligent question, but something I pointed out there was, I think what people might not be considering is that when we were in November, December, and we were planning first, second, and third quarter of 2026, there was no Pixieland on the radar. There was no Pixieland in conversations, and therefore nobody was resourcing for Pixieland. So that's something you really need to keep in mind, is that we've ended 2026. We've got Ordinem pumping along. We know that we want to get that launched. And then this opportunity came along with Pixieland that we just couldn't say no to. It's a fantastic community. They've already proven that on our community. And we love everything about it. We love the game. But we've had to sort of beg, steal, and borrow from other departments and other resources to even have the time to start this migration. So I think it's really important to point that out, because we didn't just wake up one day, have the Pixieland opportunity and say, well, let's get those that team of 5 people that are sitting around doing nothing, because that's not the case. We were everyone's chipping in from all different departments to make this migration happen. And we're still super positive about it. I'm personally really excited about it, and I know that the Pixielanders who have come over are super excited and positive. One thing that is really important is that we just continue to communicate with you and just be honest about where we're at and what we're thinking of next. So that's the update on Pixieland. I think that about covers it.
Can I just add to that, Tom?
Yeah, please.
I think it's really important to acknowledge that was just pure luck, being in the right place at the right time. The thing about luck is, the more you're out amongst it, trying, doing, the more luck you get access to. And so I perceive that over the next year or two, we're going to get more and more gaming companies realise that coming to us gives them an opportunity to actually work on their own games. And that's obviously been a plan of ours since the beginning, is to be the place that some gaming companies come to. And we provide the serious, well-established, tested back end, and they lock their games into the front end. And so our community gets the best of both worlds, the gaming company gets the best of both worlds, and then obviously Playable does really well as well. So I'm seeing this happening more and more. Part of Willow's actual job is to keep an eye out for gaming companies that are finding it tough out there on their own, and to reach out and just tell them about what we do and how they can integrate into us. So that's going to happen more and more over time.
On Starvin Martian, I think that's probably a little bit more of a top secret thing at the moment, but it is definitely, there is progress being made. I would call it a secret, yeah. We're in a position where we thought we were ready to release that, and then we decided to make the game a little bit more robust and invest a bit more time going back through the levels and fleshing them out, because the first time around was admittedly probably a little bit of a rush job in that respect. So that's the brutal truth about Starvin Martian, wanting to deliver a game that is more fleshed out when it arrives, rather than dropping something now and then trying to catch up to you guys who are going to play it immediately and expect everything to be there. We've learned a thing or two, I would say, in the last 6 months or so. We
Last
have
4
really
years.
learned. Yes, the last 4 years. In things like Ordinem, we could have done the same thing and released that earlier, but we put it through some rigorous QA. And on that note, as soon as you release something into the world, it inevitably has bugs and errors and things that a fully fledged QA team and internal staff members playing the game just cannot find, because it didn't exist in the real world. Now that it does, we're getting all this fantastic feedback from everyone here, all of the Ordinem community, and that's filtering straight back into the developers, and they're doing a fantastic job. I will add one thing. We're just waiting for a little bit more stability and a couple of critical bugs to be addressed, and then we'll put the play to earn feature back on. That's our current plan. That's my understanding. And the reason that it's not on right now is we wanted to have a little bit of grace there. We didn't want a situation where cards weren't working and that was affecting the outcome of the game, essentially affecting the earnings. So that would be unfair to everybody. So I think it's a very good move just to sit tight for maybe another week, maybe 2. It's always hard to put timings on these things, but Play to Earn will come back. Excuse me, will come back with a vengeance on Ordinem.
CryptoCon has asked, Jono always said in relation to outsourcing games that we need to look at the code under the hood. Have you done this within Pixieland? Is it up to scratch? Yes, it is.
Yeah, so Pixieland's an easy one because it was already working. So it's a game that was actually out and actually playing. So it's a very simple yes for us when we can actually go in, and Jet went in and actually played the game, and Willow went in and actually played the game. So when you can play the game, you only need to play a couple of levels to realise that the basics are there. And then we've got the expertise now to add to that later if we choose to. So what our goal with Pixieland right now is obviously right now it's to get it imported, and that's not a simple thing. Like, this is our first game we've actually bought that's already up and going, and then we had to import it, and there's a lot of connections to get it working on the playable system. So to do that, we've got 2 of their devs working with about 4 of ours, and that's been going on for nearly a month now. So it's almost there. And then when that's finished, when we actually get it up and fully integrated, then we'll start asking the questions of the Pixieland people. Where do you want the next stage to go? What do you want us to work on? And that's going to take, there's nothing going to happen like overnight here. This is going to be several months in the making, but the game will grow over time. So it's going to be exciting. But yeah, that's our goal now, is to try and make decisions based on the easiest thing that we can do, and that's buying games that are already proven. So that if we can do that more often, that makes our life a lot easier.
I think just adding to that, because Arabian put up a question about more acquisitions, that I know you mentioned earlier, Jono, but the opportunity really is for games that, you know, realise once they've launched, they might actually have some success, but they come to the realisation that building a blockchain game is a whole different ball game, and it requires an extraordinary and complex amount of work, which I think that will happen more often, because there are people that jumped in early, as Jono alluded to earlier, and thought, yes, we're going to go into crypto gaming, and they may well have some credence in gaming. They may even have a game out. They may have the capabilities of getting a game out, but the crypto integration piece and the piece around trying to make all that work is just a whole new level of complexity, as we've discovered over the last 4 years.
Costs as well. There's costs involved. To make it a blockchain game is like, we're not Bitcoin. We're not a proof of work system that's run on nodes.
Arabian Knight also asked, What is the team looking for? Is it the game or community or X team, how they cooperate? I mean, it's all three of those things. Oh, and community is also very important. If we can bring over 10 or 20,000 or 50,000 people, it's very important to us.
Well,
and then the X team, obviously, is also, that's just on whether what they want. Oh, fine. We'll answer Lucy's questions. Mickey, what color would you like your Lambo to be if we hit 50 cents?
Well, there's no
Quick answer.
Yeah, there's no arguments there. It's got to be green. Everyone's has got to
Okay,
be green.
glad.
Oh, yeah. Imagine a fleet of green with the bullhead on the bonnet.
Okay. Well, that's the answer. It's all green.
I don't.
Unless Tom wants a different color.
To be fair, though, I don't aspire to a Lambo. I'd much prefer to see a thriving business than Lambos parked in the fucking car parks. Yeah,
Whatever color gets me the best resale value, Jet.
We have both. We have a great business and a Lambo.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I mean, wrapping up. I mean, I won't talk to the broader macro stuff because Jono does that really well around the market and where we're at. But what I do know is that where we are today and the environment that the business is in and the atmosphere surrounding crypto, the world, all that stuff. I've been in this place more than once before, and it reeks of opportunity to me rather than desperation and misery, which is why most people who achieve a lot in business do it from this space, not from the space where everyone's, and it's reflected in crypto markets too, isn't it? Yeah, we all talk about it, how the time to jump in is not when Bitcoin is 200,000, but when it's 2,000 and everyone's saying it's a piece of shit and crypto's dead and, this is not going to go anywhere. So we're in that place now. We're in that place that we can only go up. As Jono said, we just got to survive. We just got to grit our teeth, understand that, being the survivors will provide us with more and more opportunities. Pixieland is just the evidence for that. There's a lot of people who just can't make it through. And, you see this in asset markets when things go pear-shaped and people just need to get out of stuff because there's whilst you might think that someone's invested in something, the fact is that there's money to keep things going and people don't even have that when things go really pear-shaped. So they just discount everything they've done. They discount the value of what they have and they just let it go. And if you're there and pick up those scraps, well, you benefit big time in the long run. So that's really, the position we're coming from. We're coming from that position that we know the community want what we're offering. We know that community can double, triple, quadruple, 10 times quite quickly. We know that we will be in a position that more and more game studios and people will come to us. We know that our platform over time has become more and more proven, more and more stable. Our understanding of what we're doing has got better. We're just not where we were 4 years ago, where, we look back at that and just laugh at ourselves. But that's what it's all about. That's what the learning curve's all about. And we're just positioning ourselves for that success.